So we're doing today's video a little differently. It's sunny outside, I just finished work and I want my Tim Hortons, so you're gonna follow me. So I got myself the candy cane hot chocolate and 6 donuts. I don't think I'll be staying out to do this video because my phone is dying. It's trying to keep itself warm, so the battery just keeps going down. But today we're going to be talking about dealing with a breakup, but specifically the hit that your self-esteem takes and the loss of sense of self. A lot of the times when you break up, number one thing is feeling like you're not good enough, because why else would someone... This is usually when they break up with you. But generally, even if you break up with someone, you don't have that source of validation anymore. And so you will lose a bit of self-esteem. And then the sense of self, especially when you've really tied yourself to this person that you were with, you've really defined yourself by your relationship, you can feel really lost after the relationship ends. So we're going to talk about that and how to lessen the effect of that. Obviously, you still got to mourn your relationship. You still got to deal. This is a big change, especially if it was a long-term relationship and a really committed, serious relationship. It's going to suck. But we're going to try to make you deal with it the healthiest way possible. Let's try this. Interesting. Something when it came to self-esteem that really hit me a couple months back was this idea that when the person that we were with leaves us, we feel as if anything they thought of us that was good, when like all the good qualities that they saw in us before, all the compliments they gave us about certain features, whether it's physical or personality, we feel like once they leave, once we break up, that those features or characteristics go away with them. And what we don't realize is that any compliment anyone gives you, whether it doesn't even have to be a relationship, could be your friends, your family, any of those compliments, they are you. Those qualities, and you don't just exist because these people exist. It's just that they have been able to point that out to you. So this is something to remember, that anything that you remember your partner or your ex-partner highlighted about you before, that's still there. And I think a good exercise to do is to write down everything that your ex ever said was good about you, or like any talents you had, or anything positive that they ever said about you. And you can do this even for friends and family. And this, once you write that down and you see all these qualities that people could see in you, it should help you slowly to practice building up that self-esteem again. Alright, so I'm back home, clearly. So I mentioned the thing about thinking back to whatever good things people have said about you before, including your ex, and writing it down. You can look at it every day. Every time you feel like you're not good enough, you can look at that and remind yourself of all these things that are true about you. Now you might be thinking, oh, but my ex said a lot of negative things about me as well. Should I believe that? Should I write that down? If these things were said in a fight or towards the end when you were breaking up and it wasn't a good breakup, then I wouldn't really think about it. But I mean, I always encourage self-reflection and self-awareness. A relationship is made of two people, and even if maybe in one case one person did more wrong than the other, in the end this is both of you. Even when you decide to stay with someone who doesn't deserve to be with you, even when you do that, that's you making a decision. Even if they were the bad guy in the relationship, you still have to reflect on why you stayed in that relationship, even though it wasn't good for you, even though you weren't getting treatment you deserved. There's a lot there to unpack of how you look at yourself and how you view relationships, or what relationships do for you. Why do you get into them? So yeah, self-reflection is good, but I'm saying here right now, we're trying to keep your self-esteem high, so you want to think of these good things that were said about you in the past. Now again, you don't want to be really depending on someone else for your validation, and I would really encourage that every day, try to think of at least one physical and one personality trait of yours that you like about yourself, that you recognize about yourself. If every day you write a new trait, you'll have eventually a long list of things that you see in yourself, along with the list of things that others saw in you. So together, that would really give you a good idea of your worth and all the good qualities about you. And if you have negative qualities, which we all do, the only way we can be better people is to be aware of those negative qualities, reflect on them, and instead of dwelling on them, use this as a chance to become a better person. Now, when it comes to the sense of self, the main thing I want to talk about here here is if you go through a breakup and after that you feel completely lost, as if you never had your own identity, that's another red flag about you and how you view relationships and what role relationships played in your life up to this point. I was this kind of person growing up. I don't know why. I really wanted romance and I wanted relationships. I was really crazy about love, and when I was a teenager, I was crushing every other day. Like, I never had a time when I didn't like someone. And that, at this age, I realized I was probably running away from a lot of things, which now I've come to face. But at the time, I didn't know it. This is why I regret when I look back at my school days. I realized how much time I wasted chasing after people and not really building myself, which is why for me in university, I really tried to do more for me. Although even then, I did get sucked into the whole relationship thing. And it's not like there's anything bad about relationships and not like you can't grow with a relationship, but for me personally, I think I was still really discovering who I was and still really coming to terms with myself. And so it wasn't ideal for my situation to be seeing someone. This is where you view the relationship ending as a blessing. It really will open your eyes to maybe things that you can do better for yourself. Number one, maybe you need to really figure out your purpose that isn't built around someone else, that isn't about taking care of someone else. Figure out a goal that you want in life and make sure you, like, that goal or that purpose, whatever it is, something you're working towards, whether it's just volunteering somewhere, maybe it's providing for your family, like your parents and your siblings, maybe it's just something that you enjoy doing, a passion of yours. Have something that's for you, that you are building always. And the relationship should come on the side. Always hear this: a relationship shouldn't make you happy, should just add to your life. It should be a bonus. And it's the same thing. A relationship shouldn't add purpose to your life. It's just like an add-on. Your main purpose, your main happiness, your main source of validation should come from you. And that means having a goal or a purpose or something you're working towards that is completely separate from any relationship that you have. And to make sure that you also maintain this when you get into future relationships, because this will, number one, keep you more attractive to the other person because you're focused on your stuff. You're not clingy. Your life doesn't revolve around them. And you will also be a much stronger person and happier person, more fulfilled, because you are being you, your partner is being them. You're both not having this expectation that, oh, I should be your whole entire life and you should spend every minute with me. But you still have love for each other, and like, that's the best relationship. This kind of brings me to the next thing of the reason we feel lost, especially after a long-term relationship, is because you've planned your life and the future around this person who is now gone. So of course now it doesn't make sense. All your plans don't make sense anymore because there's this like shadow of nothingness. There's this void. We don't know what that is. What I would want you to do as a little exercise, I'm being your psychologist today, not qualified, is to write down the version of the future that you had before the breakup with your partner, whatever. Maybe use that as a way to process everything and to get your closure, just kind of letting it out there. And then I want you to write a version of your future with you alone, without them. And force yourself to write it in a positive way. Don't sit there being like, oh, my life's gonna suck. Oh, I'm so heartbroken. You want to write down how great your life is going to be from now on. I'm not saying be bitter and be like, oh yeah, I'm better off without them, whatever, like, screw you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you want to be positive because you've got no choice but to be positive. And the fact is that if things were meant to be, you would still be together. The fact that you're not together kind of shows you that there's better things in store for you. That does not necessarily mean a new relationship. It could be that it's just in better things for you. Maybe this relationship has been holding you back from doing what you really wanted to do, but you didn't realize it until now. And so use this opportunity to really, again, figure out who you are, what you want, and plan your future according to that. And once you write your future plan by yourself, without anyone else, without depending on a partner there, once you write that future as alone, and now you've planned that future as well, it will not seem as scary. Because that was the issue earlier, right? You planned your future as being with this person, but not alone. If you write it as being alone, then that doesn't feel as unpredictable anymore. So yeah, I think that's all for today's video. I don't think it was really that long. I didn't want to go into all different types of things to deal with in a breakup. I really wanted to focus on self-esteem and the sense of self. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment about anything that resonated with you, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm gonna try. So it'll really help me out. And I'll see you next week. Sort of. I'll see you. Bye.